Hi, everybody. This is Adi Krohn, or Rav Adi, as most of you know me. I'm the Rosh Beit Midrash first session in camp. And I want to take this opportunity to review some of the laws of the 3 weeks, especially as they pertain to indoor world. The Gemara Masachat Ta'anit, the Mishnah actually tells us, Mi Mishanichnas Av Ma'atin B'Simcha. Once the month of Av comes in, we reduce the level of joy, similar to, on the flip side, Mishanichnas Adar, Marbim B'Simcha, where we increase joy when Adar comes in, so it's the opposite for Av. And from there, the Gemara lists some nihugei avilut, some practices of mourning that are actually, according to the Gemara, in effect from what we call the Shavua Shechalbo Tisha B'Av, the week in which Tisha B'Av falls. And for that reason, many of those minhagim, as listed in the Shulchan Aruch, which the Sfardim for the most part follow, is only that limited amount of time during the Shavua Shechalbo. The Ramah, who is essentially the Ashkenazi commentary on the Shulchan Aruch, expanded some of those Nihugei Avilut to the 3 weeks, to the 3 weeks between Shiva Asar Tammuz and Tisha B'Av, which is also called Bein HaMitzarim. And the main practices that are prohibited are, number one, weddings. We don't have weddings during the 3 weeks. We don't get haircuts or shave. If you're a man, don't shave. Although there's lots of discussion in contemporary times when people shave more often, what exactly the parameters of that custom is. And finally, we don't, according to most poskim, engage in behavior or purchases that would lead to the recitation of the bracha of Shachianu. Because Shachianu is a bracha that indicates simcha, and again, if we're trying to be mima'it b'simcha, to reduce simcha, so we don't partake of those things. There is a relatively late addition in terms of the discussion of these nihugei avilut, which is the issue of music. So there are different opinions about this. Some poskim say that one should not listen to music at all during the 3 weeks. Other poskim say live music is not appropriate during the 3 weeks, but recorded music would be okay, and that's a distinction that many people, in fact, observe. There's another distinction that Rav Eliezer Melamed in his Sefer Pnimei Halacha makes, which is not between live music and recorded music per se, but he actually gives a distinction between the type of tone that the music has. He actually has 3 categories of music. He says there is somber music, right, which is music that means to make you sad, kind of the type of music one might hear even at a funeral, or the sad, let's say, ceremony. Also, you could have on the other side celebratory music, like wedding music. You can also have neutral music which you listen to kind of when you're at the office or if you're in the car, or maybe even when you're exercising. And he recommends that during the 3 weeks, one should not listen to the celebratory music, the music that leads one to engage in dancing, like having a dance party, but the other types of music during the 3 weeks he feels are permissible. Now, there's another element when it comes to camp, which is that we have certain educational goals, and sometimes that also can lead to an approach that is slightly more lenient than maybe other approaches would be, because it's important also to keep a wide variety of factors in mind. Finally, this year in particular, as we're all dealing with the effects of COVID-19, many poskim have been even more lenient than they usually might be because of the need to keep our spirits up and to have a little more of a positive attitude. And perhaps for that reason, music would be even more permissible than maybe it would be on a regular year. So for all those reasons, during camp, we are going to, I should tell you also, you treat this in camp in general, we don't really restrict music, even recorded during the 3 weeks. And this year too, as we experience indoor world, we're also not going to do that. So the effect of that's not going to be super impactful. But there are certain things we do together where there is music. Certainly Havdalah, Motzei Shabbat, we will have Yaakov playing guitar, as he did last week and in previous weeks, and that'll be very nice. And the reason for that is that, first of all, from the perspective of all of you at home, it is technically recorded music. If it's over a live feed, it's not really live, it's recorded. But also, even from our perspective, it's involved in a mitzvah, the mitzvah of Havdalah, and it's not going to result in a dance party, even when we have the Shasha Shavua Tov. That certainly is an outburst of excitement, but it's not a full-fledged party, as I'm sure you guys understand. So really, that is what we're going to be doing for the next few days. Wishing everyone a meaningful and healthy fast, and best wishes for continued health and happiness and all the best.